What's up? Wednesday, April 3rd?
That's correct.
Wednesday, April 3rd. Myself, Money Mush, Big Ev, and Chris Clemmer to the left. Dude behind the glass. Just as we walked in, we're like, all right, what's the lead story? Got a few things, different ways to go. Stefan Diggs traded to the Texans for what looks like picks. Straight up just picks.
Pick.
Traded for it's Diggs, a fifth, and a sixth for a second rounder.
And it's not even a second rounder this year. It's second rounder next
the
year.
Bills gave a fifth and a sixth.
Here's what it is officially. Bills receive a 2025 second-round pick from the Texans. That technically is Minnesota's pick they traded for. And that's what the Bills got.
2025 or 2024?
2025. And the Bills get the Texans get Diggs, a 2024 sixth-round pick, and a 2025 fifth-round pick.
That seems a little unfair.
What's going on here? This is a Madden trade.
You gotta pay. It's the money.
This is filled back then. This trade.
Like that. Yeah.
This Pokemon.
I know it's the money, but like you can't even get a pick this year. I know the Texans don't have a great one, but like
I guess the good news is it is Minnesota, so it'll be a high second rounder next year. You got to think Minnesota won't be that good next year.
yeah,
I'm trying to trying to put any silver lining in this dark cloud.
It's
you're
more of a you're the Bills. You're supposed to be competing. You know, this goes back to like the window closing type thing.
But no, I don't think
Granted,
it was at all.
it's not.
Yeah?
because they've had him. What's the like? Nothing. Him is not like they got to do something different. No.
For sure. I mean, I just think trading like a receiver doesn't just end your.
You have
No, it doesn't
the best
end it. It
quarterback.
definitely doesn't
Second
end
best quarterback. He's second or third in anyone. You,
100%.
I mean, you
also
could put
lost
Burrow, yeah,
They lost Gabe
Burrow when
Davis.
he's healthy.
But I mean, how many teams are just like elite receivers are not like your key to winning Super Bowls?
No, I totally.
And I think receivers
totally
do,
agree with
bro.
you.
Receivers,
When you have so much money in the quarterback, you got to spread that money out.
you could go
literally
find a
just-
guy like Rashee Rice too. You can find receivers.
I mean, this is this
Before
is
he's
a
in
big
the
time receiver draft, and also young receivers that we've seen in the last like few years. They're more NFL ready than ever. It almost feels like they're the most advanced coming in,
Yeah.
like, in terms of consistently making an immediate impact. So I mean,
It used to take 3 years. It used to
They're-
take 3 years for a receiver, and now
Also, you have the Texans now, where you have a young quarterback with a veteran wide receiver, with also like younger receivers around him that will only help that team.
When did the Texans pick?
they have 2 first-round picks this year, and they signed Danielle Hunter.
Texans are just fun. That's a fun
No, the
team.
Texans did this. They just put it all in the middle. They got a top probably 7 quarterback in the league year one, who does you're gonna have to pay him a disgusting amount of money, but not for like 3 years. This is your chance. This is your chance to go win a Super Bowl with a quarterback who's significantly underpaid for what he's playing at.
And CJ Stroud, listen, he's very good. He now has all of the pressure. All of a sudden, like went from like this like nice story where it's like, but I don't think the pressure is going to get to him. I think he just got a better team, and it'll be a little easier for him. But there is a lot more of a spotlight on CJ Stroud now. It's not like he's this what a sensational story rookie from the Texans who sucked to the playoffs. Now it's like the Texans are a Super Bowl like. What,
They're a real contender.
they're an AFC
contender?
powerhouse.
Yeah, for sure.
In a doo-doo division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better, but yes,
Still
overall.
doo-doo.
Yep.
But Jacksonville and Indy
Doo-doo.
could easily be good. I wouldn't even say that.
All right.
Jacksonville
but
can
of the
I like Jacksonville more than Indy. Although Jacksonville doesn't have Ridley anymore.
of the
Indy
4,
was
is it
good last
is
year.
it clearly the weakest division? I don't get ahead of myself.
The
The East is still pretty good.
East is the East.
The West is obviously
The West is like half. It's like
50-50.
obviously the Chiefs. Well, you got a lot of like
Chargers are
North
worse.
is
Chargers
good.
like could be good. The Raiders
Well,
like
Chargers would be
maybe.
worse. They lost all
Chargers
of
would
their
be
guys.
bad.
They should be,
Bad.
but you never.
the North is really good.
North is really good. The football's 1-2 with paired. There's so much.
So it's
like,
arguable if it's
year to year teams can be so. I mean, look at it. The Texans, like you can go from literally 0
Yeah.
to 100.
Yeah,
so
but they
fast.
got
players.
Chargers only
lost
losing
players.
that were like playmakers.
But they lost. But I think they're a team. Listen, I'm not saying like they're definitely going to be great year one. I just think people see like a couple flashy guys leave and act like the whole team's going to just shatter. They were bad last year, no doubt. But I mean,
I just don't think I know the coach is going to help, but I think it's going to take a little time.
I think so too.
I think they'll be at least like decent. I'll say that. I think they win at least like 8 games, which isn't great, but I just don't
I
think
don't
they're
know.
gonna
They
be
didn't.
dog
They
shit.
didn't even do that last year.
I mean, Herbert didn't play the second half of the season,
Yeah.
basically.
And maybe a healthy Herbert is the difference.
And they had maybe the worst coach in like ever. Staley was
Horrible.
so bad,
Yeah.
so bad. I mean, you saw that the second he left, they played so much better. And Harbaugh, as much as I don't like, he's a good coach. Like he's gonna build the team the right way. Like he's like receivers. What do receivers help when our offensive line stinks, defensive line stinks? What does that do for us? He's gonna build it the right way. That's his like.
Oh,
philosophy.
I think the future is much brighter. I was talking just next.
I just respect, as much as I don't like in Michigan, his philosophy on like building a foundation of a football team is like as good as it gets.
He's also a proven NFL coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're gonna stink next year, but they have to.
The future.
I don't think they are gonna stink.
The future's bright. Stink is probably harsh, but
I don't think they'll stink.
They'll compete. They'll always.
I think
they'll
they'll
always
be like
compete.
500-ish.
They will always
They had a
compete.
bad coach, but they didn't compete last year.
Said their quarterback was out the second half of the
They
season.
never
But he
coached.
wasn't competing when he was playing.
I'm saying they were competing.
The last year was pretty simple. The Chargers weren't very good
Well, like I said, their quarterback was.
when they were playing. When he was playing, they weren't very good.
Does he have? Let's say it doesn't work out for 3 years. Does he have an open invite back to Michigan?
it probably depends on how that coach is doing. The coach, whatever the
Yeah.
coach.
If that guy don't win a national championship, like it's like, sorry, buddy.
I mean, that's probably a weird. I don't know if I don't think he would do that to him.
By the way,
Yeah.
Also, I don't think he's.
But you're
getting fired
Michigan,
in,
you
like,
wanna
Oh,
do
he
that.
also left because he doesn't want to deal with any of the shit that he was dealing with. So
Yeah, that
he's
too.
It's a good
never
point
wants
too.
to
He
go
probably
back.
never wants to go.
by the way, Justin Herbert 5-8 last year as a starter.
So that's more than half.
Yeah, the team wasn't great.
Then it got worse.
It got
I'm
worse.
saying, I'm not even trying to be
Right, I'm not trying to be. Yeah,
They just got worse, and I think you are right. I say even in year 2 they'll be good. Like I think that he will just. You can't turn around that team that fast.
especially when you're losing. You know, yeah, they may be old, but they're still star players to some extent.
Keenan Allen still can.
Mike Williams is still a decent player.
But
is a
we're also
piece of
talking
glass,
about.
but-
We also are talking about two guys that are like always hurt.
Always hurt.
Keenan Allen played.
Now was healthy last year, but
and
he had a
was
lot of injuries
great.
in the past.
Mike Williams is it.
Mike Williams is literally made of glass.
Williams,
that guy's
well,
never on the field.
Yeah, that's
Like, what
just-
good is that on your team? Like,
Well, don't let's
when you're not
let's
Yeah.
the brakes on Mike Williams. There's a lot of good on Mike
if
Williams.
he's healthy, he's good.
Yeah,
But
of
it's just-
course.
that's
All
a big
right.
if.
I'm not saying trade him,
Yeah, please.
but in
enlighten.
3 years, if the Bills don't make an AFC Championship game, is that the time you reload and get rid of Allen while his value's still really, really high?
No,
Of course.
I need to. No,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
AFC is still
people-
like low. Yeah,
people need to know that right before we started the show, maybe 5 minutes before, when basically the Diggs trade was announced. I announced it's like the people kind of in my corner where me and Bosco next to each other, and Bosco immediately goes, "How many picks?" As I'm a Giants fan, and him also, obviously. How many picks are you giving up for Josh Allen? Dead serious question. He said,
47.
I want him on the Giants.
I answer all of them.
I would like him on the
I
Giants.
want not one more
All
pick
of
in my
them.
life.
Yeah, right. We know that's not happening.
They said every pick the Giants have from this year to 2026. I say yes.
Yeah,
yes,
immediately before they can
Yes
hang up the
today.
phone. Yeah, exactly.
Like
Uh,
it's you'd be the
Bosco's
Bills would
a
be
big.
the Bills would be receiving all those picks, praying to God that one of
Right.
them becomes half of what Josh
right,
Allen.
and that trade will not happen.
Bosco, tell me if I'm wrong. You're a big make them say no guy.
Yeah, 100%.
say-
100%.
Call him no matter what.
Right, 100%.
like-
That's how I approach dating too. Make them say no. So they just like, you want to go to spring formal? You just got to say no. At least I know. Yeah, I don't think that trade's happening. But more so, my
Big
point.
of you to
My point is, in 3 years though, like my question is,
Absolutely.
while you can still get a massive value for the guy, would you take a look in 3 years?
you both are crazy.
I think when you have an elite talent like that, it also.
But it didn't work out, Ev.
What do you mean
it didn't
it
work
didn't
out?
Did Dan Marino
A-
work out?
but the
Like
A-
no.
No.
AFC.
but still, you don't
yes,
trade
he-
a
they
guy
should've
like
traded
that
Dan
Why?
Marino.
because
No.
he's still the best option.
Because I don't
you have.
Not necessarily. So, but
If you're not winning with the best option, what other option are you going to win?
in
with?
Rico's theory, Josh Allen now is going to his age 31 season. At that point, if you can get if assuming you can get a lion's share for him, then you do that.
I mean, without injuries or anything, I would imagine you.
If he's still the
would.
same player from now and in 3 years,
Yes.
no, you don't
Yeah, for
trade
sure
him.
not.
It's just like you don't.
You guys love hanging on to these
But
old
you
guys.
think that
They're not old.
AFC
131's not
31's
old.
not
too.
old.
The AFC right now is a fucking gauntlet.
and could get worse though?
No, but
could get better. I mean,
So just quit. Just trade
I'm
the
not
only
saying
guy that
quit,
can
but like
So
it
he's saying
didn't.
in 3 years, if it's
The
still,
money's burning a hole
what
in the
happens if
pocket.
you
Like
get
saying what if
somebody
he's-
else? That
saying
sucks.
if they've like won a playoff,
You'll be
game
getting a
here and
number
there's a
draft
scenario where he plays out for the Bills. They never win anything, and they get nothing for
Right.
him.
They've
and he
been
just
this, they've
retires.
been this fucking close like 3 times. You just
That's
not that close though.
Yes, they
have.
are.
Yes,
This
they have.
close.
Wait, what are you talking
This
about?
close. They literally barely almost beating the Chiefs.
They took a lead with 13 seconds left.
what
Too much time.
And what game was
Bad
that?
clock management.
It wasn't AFC
Way too much
Championship game.
time.
It was a second rounder.
And they lost to the team that won the Super Bowl.
I know. I'm just saying, but they haven't been. I understand that.
No, but it's not like
they
they've
haven't.
been
It's not
very
like they've
close.
been like, a yard away from winning the Super Bowl.
They've been in the mix. They have not been. They have not been
Right.
this close. You guys got to walk that back.
Yes, but
it's not an AFC championship.
No, I'm
game.
actually going to say it's
It's not AFC championship
That's
game.
crazy.
fucking Chiefs, bro. The Chiefs are a dynasty that we're seeing that is unbelievable.
And
They can't just barely beat them. So, like, this close is for sure. The Bills are an elite team in the past 5 years. They just have always been right
A lot
there.
of
I don't know
teams
if
in
I'd say
that
the word
mix,
elite.
though.
So, like, just because Mahomes is the best player we've ever seen play, yes, he's better than Josh Allen. I don't think that's fucking news.
Yeah, but Allen could
no one's
lose
beating,
to.
Joe Burrow beat him, sure, one time.
You don't think Stroud could beat him?
Right now, no.
No, right now, no.
You don't think Tua can beat him?
No.
Tua can't. No.
Burrow can.
Burrow did, so
In a one-off playoff game, you're telling me there's no chance the Dolphins or the Texans can beat the
The
Bills?
Texans can. I don't think the.
You don't think
Right
Lamar
now-
can beat him?
Miami
Maybe,
can.
maybe Lamar.
The thing is,
That's a lot of guys, and I'm
Baltimore
not even
for sure
talking about
can.
fucking Rodgers.
Baltimore can.
They only have to deal
Bengals
with for
can,
1 year, but
Texans can. But all these can. But also they can beat all those teams. Like, why would you? Like, I just think it's crazy. Even
I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying in 3 years, take a look.
I just think
Because the money's burning a hole in your pocket, and you can get value for them.
a lot of value.
A lot of value.
what quarterback
A lot.
is getting that?
To
You
do
don't.
what? Like, just start
We
over.
just got a new
Yes.
quarterback,
Yeah,
right?
kinda.
Giants just got a new quarterback, correct? We're starting over
Yeah,
again.
you're
That's
gonna have to
another-
start over in three. Like
That's
in
6
3.
years
How many
now.
years do you think he has left in elite status?
10 potentially.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
Look at all these quarterbacks. How late and good they're playing. If you take care of your body,
Yeah.
they're playing so long.
You worry
I'm not
about.
saying it's a guarantee, but I'm saying
You
like
worry like Allen's strength. One of his big strengths is mobility. Like that.
Sure.
Like that would go away in theory when he's 37.
but he's still got a hose of a fucking arm, and I
Yes.
think guys would adapt.
And in theory, like he would get more like.
I do think guys would adapt, and I think even other things in this game will sharpen up.
Chairs.
Listen, I don't know. Like, we don't know what his health situation, any of that's going to look like in 10 years or even 3. I'm just saying, I think in this hypothetical in 3 years, there's so many good AFC teams. I just think, like, if they don't win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years or
Get to one.
I think it would be crazy.
Let me ask you a question.
Like,
Why is-
Rico said get to an AFC
if
championship.
the next 3 years went like kind of how the last 3 years went, like I almost still don't think you. Like, I don't think you pumped that.
Why is no one saying
They've
this
been
about Joe
so
Burrow?
close still.
Because he got there once. He's been hurt big time twice.
He's way younger.
No way, but he's
Way
definitely
younger.
Way
Probably
younger.
a couple years younger, but
But like in 4 years, then why is no one saying about
years
Joe
younger is
Burrow?
he?
And Joe Burrow has been
He's
hurt.
same age.
Same age.
He's the same age as Allen,
well, actually, Burrow did. He played. He was in college.
and that's
for
my
like 5
bad.
Years.
He's the same age as Allen.
He's 6 months younger.
Jesus.
He
No,
played-
I
he
didn't
played
know.
in-
Why
he
is no
played
one
in
talking
college
about
for-
That's
Joe
on me,
Burrow?
then. That's
Why is
on
no one
me.
talking about Joe Burrow? Because he did it once
Good point.
and he got hurt
Good point.
twice.
Yep.
Allen has not gotten hurt. Like he's fucking Josh Allen's been top 3
Well,
quarterbacks.
I'll tell you why we're not saying about Burrow, because right now the Bills are just got rid of Diggs, lost Davis. That's why.
Guess what the Bengals did? Got rid of Mixon, got rid of Boyd, got rid of Higgins. And I know they have the best.
Higgins is
Jamar
still
Chase
there.
is
Higgins
amazing.
is still there.
But I mean,
He's probably going to go after.
probably
this year,
gonna go.
potentially. He's probably going to play this year.
There's a lot of rumors that
Well,
Higgins is.
He's still trying. They've been trying to trade him. I'm just saying, like, and that's also Burrow coming off an injury. Like, there is things that no one's. I feel like people want to latch on to Josh Allen because they see interceptions, and even they don't talk about the positives really much about what those interceptions. A lot of them come on arm.
He plays, yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just think that you're not getting anyone better in these drafts that you don't know right away than Josh Allen. Caleb Williams, sure, that could be. Yeah, but
No,
you
but I
don't
think
know
there's a
what the number
path.
is.
There's a path where they go get the next Stafford to sign as a stopgap, and then put a boatload of
just
talent
know
around
how
him
much of
with
a
those
shit
picks.
show
You
the
get what I'm
Giants-
saying?
But you're saying Stafford the stopgap, like you got a guy like that.
But we
Like, why you
talk
trade
the
him?
Texans.
Because all the picks around him will be
Yeah,
a
but
star offensive tackle, a stud receiver, a defensive shutdown back. Like
Stafford also had to move teams to win. Like, that's where it's like we're talking about Stafford. It's like, has he gone to a better team? The Bills, he's just been on the Bills, and like I don't think it's Josh Allen.
I just think these.
I didn't
guys
say
like
it
Josh
was.
Allen are
I'm just
such-
saying
Oh,
you
I
have an
know.
asset
But you
that
must-
is depreciating in value every day, little by little. Like he's still a star, But what can you get for? You know what
Well,
I
I would
mean? Like
say
it's upgrading. It's upgrading your model of your car. It's upgrading your house. Like
I don't think his value is like depreciating. Like
It is. Well, it is.
Well,
every day
he gets
I mean,
older.
that's
it
every
depreciates.
athlete though. That's just
It's
how it
natural.
works.
It's
That's also
It's
not
slowly.
though. Like Patrick
Mahomes is still. I don't know if he's
not
depreciating
That's
yet.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like Mahomes is not depreciating, and I don't think Josh Allen's depreciating. I
Well,
really
in-
don't.
I'm
No, but in
saying,
3
yeah,
years,
in
Josh
3
Allen is
years,
not as
it
valuable as he is
starts
right
to
now.
depreciate.
That's just time.
I just don't know if
That's
we
not
know.
even a knock on Josh
don't know.
Allen.
I get what you mean in realistically, but we also don't know that. Like he could. Tom Brady got better when he got older.
Yep.
he's
Like, we
a
don't
freak.
know.
Guys.
I know,
freak.
But Josh Allen's a freak too.
These
like-
guys are just such a dime a dozen. Like you got to
Agreed.
hold on to these.
I totally agree.
Like this guy's a cornerstone piece of your franchise. Like, and that he gives you a chance every time to win. There's like a handful of guys you can say that about. He's one of them, and he's one of the elite.
I also didn't mention Trevor Lawrence.
Like
another quarterback.
Listen, the AFC is a gauntlet for the foreseeable future, and that's part of my point why you don't get rid of him.
We don't know who the Patriots are going to
Because
have.
then you get rid of Josh Allen.
Don't worry about them.
You had like a 1 out of whatever chance. You get rid of Josh Allen, you have like no chance for the foreseeable future. Like
That's not true. The Texans got C.J. Stroud and instantly became a contender.
Can I
But a guy like him is like,
But
he's
he's
like
the-
he's like one of those. He's one of those like a dime a dozen. Like those guys.
A diamond doesn't mean that doesn't mean what you think it is. I don't know.
Whatever. A needle and haystack.
You don't think you would
Needle
go?
and haystack.
Yeah.
They don't
We
grow
look
on
at
trees.
every draft.
Guys like that do not
out of
grow on trees.
The
ever.
past
Like, they
10
just-
years,
Yeah.
like it's not anything that like the number one pick of like a quarterback has not worked out in a pretty long time. Like Baker Mayfield, fucking took a long time. He's not like it's not really working out for their team, right? The Browns let go of him. Like what? Kyler Murray, was he one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it hasn't worked out.
Joe Burrow has, of course. But then after that, like it's not like these quarterbacks aren't just a sure thing.
And that's just number ones.
That's
Think
just
about
number one.
any like first rounders.
You're not getting the number
first
one
round
pick
hit
for
rate
Josh
must be
Allen.
like 10%, like 20%.
Or you're getting like 4 or 5 number one picks.
For sure, you can build, but like you don't know. Like if you get that quarterback, and he's, we'll just say like.
Also, the team you're trading him to is just going to get good, so those picks are just going to be like late first round picks.
Good point.
So you're not getting like the number one pick.
That you probably want to
The
stagger it
team
out.
you're sending him
Yeah.
to is going to be like, unless he gets injured or something, you're going to imagine is going to be like very.
Listen,
good.
the
Be
Texans,
competitive, right.
The Texans, they did a great job because Deshaun Watson wasn't this 1% quarterback. Look what they have done with all of this now.
Right.
They did an unbelievable job when their quarterback wasn't Josh Allen, when it's Deshaun Watson, who is really, we have no fucking idea if he's that good. You know?
He was, but
For sure was. But like not for sure Josh Allen type where he's just completely dominated every year. Like that's a smart move. But the Bills, that's their one problem is not the one problem that they don't have to fix is a quarterback. Wide receiver is right. We just saw fucking Mahomes. I know he's a different breed, but there's no wide receivers on that team. You know?
You guys know Stefan Diggs. He was not as big of a part of the Bills' offense as you think he was.
No, last year he wasn't.
I don't think we are saying
last
that.
year he
From
wasn't
week
at all.
6 on, he didn't have a single 100-yard receiving game. He put up a lot of 4 for 24s.
That's fantasy football right there.
Yeah, you
But,
do hate him.
no,
but
no,
still.
That's box
Stop,
score
stop,
stats.
stop. But I do think that Josh Allen. I think that what the trade told me is that Josh Allen didn't really want him on the team. Because even in the season,
Good spin zone.
wasn't he getting like shit? Like Allen was like, I'm just throwing to whoever's open, and Stefan Diggs was causing
also
shit on
don't
the
wanna pay
sideline.
him.
There were some issues like before
Like,
last year.
I do
too.
think
There
that
were
could be
some
a bigger.
things.
That's a bigger story than I think.
It
Like
definitely could.
the Texans, it might have been a cheap deal because it's like an open secret in the NFL.
Bills
Like
keep their
front
coach.
office is like that he's a
I-
cancer.
But
I don't know.
there was rumors they were going to get rid of him too, right?
It was more just speculation because in the middle of the year they were so bad, but they ended
Yeah.
really strong.
So now, but again, you look at it. He's got a coach hanging on. I don't want to say by a thread, but by like a piece of yarn.
He's like a bad year away from getting fired for sure.
Right. So
Absolutely.
he's hanging on by yarn, let's say, not a thread, yarn. Some issues with Diggs. Maybe Allen ran him. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like things are always sunny in Buffalo right now.
I just think they needed to like work some things around, like just having because they had to pay Josh Allen. Like they've given him that money. That puts you in a weird cap spot. You got to be very strategic where you put your big dollars elsewhere once you do that. And I just don't think is one of them where you want to spend like $30 million a year on a receiver. They
Put
probably were
yourself
not in
as
the
a
market
fan,
to do that.
real quick. I'd fucking kill to be a Bills fan at the moment. I really would.
Yeah.
As a Giants
Again,
fan,
I throw out the crazy hypotheticals, but
Have a guy. Have a
like,
real guy.
I would die to wake up every Sunday and be like, I get to watch this guy where we have no fucking idea who's going to be throwing our football. We're just hoping and
Or if they're allowed to throw the football.
like Giants fans, we've also been lucky for so long with like have Eli for so long. Like our whole life was Eli.
Yeah,
right?
but even that, we weren't dominating the division. Like
I mean, we
year
won
in
2
and
Super
year
Bowls.
out.
Yeah, but
I know.
still, like we had a guy that
Aaron
won.
White the whole way through.
We had
both
a
Super
guy who
Bowls.
won 2
That don't
Super
matter.
Bowls. I don't give a fuck. We have a guy that we like know that was. Listen, he's our guy.
We had a Hall of Fame quarterback, Bosco.
We don't
Yes.
have any clue now. They have a Hall of Fame quarterback. They know that's not their problem. It's they have to fix their defense, fix other things. That's what you want as a team, no matter what.
Can I go back to one thing really quick?
Sure.
The reason people are in love with Burrow, Marty, you're right about the injuries. That's definitely something to be a question about. But in one full healthy season, he made the Super Bowl. In the second full healthy season, he was a field goal away from making another Super Bowl back.
But also-
so people are rightfully so really high on him.
And rightfully so. We also have to talk about their defense is way better than the Bills. Was way better than
This
the
year,
Bills.
the
Super
Bills
Bowl-
had crazy
The
injuries.
I
Super
think-
Bowl year for the Bengals, they were way better defense.
Their offensive line was also atrocious.
Yeah. The
Atrocious.
sacks. No,
And
Joe
they
Burrow
made-
is still really good.
They
I'm
made
saying.
it past all that.
I think the Bills
they
defense has been
beat
pretty
that.
good. the
I remember
past
they
couple
won
years.
that Titans.
That
playoff game.
Bengals defense that year, the Super Bowl was.
It was good. It
incredible.
was good.
It was good, but like I don't know if you could ask a casual fan, be like, name 5 players on that defense if people could.
I think if you look at the defensive stats, though, you can also.
No, they were very good. But I mean, I remember that offensive line. I think that the Titans
led the
playoff game,
sacks, I think.
they got sacked like 9 times
Yeah.
and won the playoff game.
And-
Low scoring game.
It's not, and also it's not like, and also Joe Burrow is the guy. Is a guy.
he's a
Like,
guy
I'm
as
not
well.
saying. I'm just saying that no one really fucking ever brings him up because he got to the Super Bowl, even though.
And if you want to do like revisionist history too, I don't know if you guys remember this.
Well, they beat the Bills in the playoffs.
Yeah.
right, and like
In Buffalo in the snow.
the AFC Championship game
And smashed them, kinda.
in Arrowhead, like that was a controversial call to have Butker line up for that field goal. Do you remember that? Like they got like the out of bounds play, like
Oh
the
yeah,
push,
yeah.
like
He pushed. Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it was
yeah,
it was
yeah.
very
Yeah.
very very close to being like, wow, Burrow went back to back in the 2 seasons he's healthy. So like
3-1 against Mahomes. That was the only loss.
But again, like, but the Bills, that we can't do that too because then Bills did. I'm not saying Duke is a good point. I'm just saying
yeah.
Bills also were winning with 13 seconds left, even though there was one more game away. They could have won that game, and if they win that game, the history of Josh Allen's way different.
to make this about college basketball really quick, Marty, I think that's like Gonzaga. Like you'll look back at Gonzaga and be like, damn, that was their best shot.
Yeah, I've
Like for
always
the
said
Bills,
that
like
too.
you'll be like, I don't know if they'll ever get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking. I did the math off the top of my head. Maybe I'm missing anybody. I have 11 like really good quarterbacks in the AFC. Is that low or is that high?
really good.
Really good? That
That's
sounds
about
high.
right, I think.
Let's say it all.
Really?
I'll
Yeah.
say it
Potentially
really-
11. The 11th we'll get to. Kansas City,
Yep.
Buffalo,
Yep.
Miami, Jets.
Miami, I think.
He's really he led the league in passing,
It's
didn't he?
good.
If you're gonna give Miami an A, you gotta give the Jets an A.
Well, I don't
Well,
know.
his is more. There's
Unbelievable.
Jets is unique because it's shorter term, but he's obviously great
Baltimore and Cincy.
for sure.
Cleveland potentially.
No.
No.
Yeah, Cleveland. I say
can't put
no.
it
You
there.
can't say
You could get there, but
even
potentially,
really.
potentially.
It's a fair name to put out there, but no.
Chargers, Jacksonville, and Houston.
I just don't know.
I'll give you.
How is Jacksonville?
you have-
I don't know how you could put Jacksonville right now. Like he's not. He was not
Really?
very good.
I don't
last
know.
And then there's two, so
hasn't-
Cleveland.
he's had a
Cleveland has
good
the
team.
opportunity. He has the opportunity to play like that. And I'll give you another one who potentially could play like his way into being like above average or good. It's Fields.
year. No,
I
absolutely
thought you were going to say Anthony Richardson.
You don't
That's
think so?
no. He's going to be a backup.
Wait, did he leave out Herbert or did I mishear?
No, he said,
Oh, I said Herbert.
Justin Fields is a backup.
I think Fields is a possibility.
I mean,
You don't think Fields is a possibility to have a
Possibility?
good season?
we just can't talk about. We
right.
can't say.
He's not like definitely the
if
best.
we just said Deshaun Watson, no, he's a first.
I wouldn't have said, if
Yeah,
you're
I
saying
agree with
really
that.
good, I wouldn't have said.
I went really good. Yeah, he could have a good
saying
season. Yeah.
really good. He
Yeah.
can definitely have a good season. I'm not like, of course he can. He's very, obviously talented, but we can't put him in that
We'll
category.
put it this way. I think Deshaun Watson's a really good quarterback. He just hasn't played like it.
I don't know if he is
I
anymore.
mean, when he was in Texas,
When he was in Texas.
It's a long time ago.
Now we're talking like, 3?
Yeah,
4 years?
agreed. It's been a couple.
It did also happen, wasn't it? Like the last game, or maybe like the last two games of last season. Deshaun Watson played really well, and then it was like his shoulder was
Yeah.
falling off. Am I crazy for remembering that?
He had a few good games.
Didn't he
last
like?
year. He had a few that he
last game or two was like,
looked
oh,
good.
Deshaun Watson turned a corner, and then it was like, well, no one's gonna remember those games.
It's
now.
hurt again.
Yeah.
I just think I didn't even factor in the Colts.
Richardson's obviously that's like.
I mean, you're not.
He shows-
question mark.
he shows
You're
some
dying.
flashes.
If you're in the AFC, you're dying to go across the way and play an FC team.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
Dying. You're like.
That's
petitioning
why,
to
like,
change
that's
the
why. I mean,
schedule.
the Bears, like, if Caleb Williams can be like as good as people think, I mean, they could be like Super Bowl, like.
You think it's a little?
real NFC contender like this year? If he's
Let's go like really in the weeds. Do you think that they should change the NFL schedule that you only play 4 teams across the way? You only play 4 teams opposite the conference.
No.
In a 17-game schedule, you like the fact that they play a ton of teams in the AFC in the conference?
It'll like water always finds his like. Listen, this is a unique situation.
Okay.
There are a lot of young guys, but there are some like Rodgers not going to be there forever. You'll see. Like I think the NFC will have some comeuppance of like you'll see a few quarterbacks go their way.
You play more teams in your conference in sports, but I just thought this one was.
When I was a kid, it was the other way around. AFC was the shitty division. That's why the Bills went to the Super Bowl 4
Right.
times. Like the NFC was so much better.
This is the most excited I've been for an NFL season in a long time. Like they're always exciting, but I think this is the best the competition has been, like all across the whole.
Yeah, you ain't getting a break in the AFC.
That's what I'm saying. Like the fact that
every
the
week we're gonna
Texans
get a
are
good quarterback.
doing this, and like every team the offseason this year, like of Kirk Cousins going to the Falcons, like just so many different things happening where I'm like, oh, this is fucking exciting. NFL is always exciting, but I'm just saying this year especially, I don't know why. And the draft is also incredible as well.
You're saying it's the best quarterback draft. They're like guessing like if you need teams.
Yeah, we don't know who's going to be on that side either, too.
Ev,
So
you made a really good point, I think, about the Caleb Williams, like the Bears. If the Bears somehow make the Super Bowl or whatever, and it's Caleb Williams versus Mahomes, that's going to be like NFL porn for like Goodell and them. That is legitimately ratings.
I mean, he hasn't even put on the jersey yet. They're already in a spot where I think it's like playoffs are bust.
He's having.
I totally.
Their defense is going to be really good. They
late-
build up the offensive line. They have the number 1 and 9 picks, so that 9th pick is either going to be lineman or receiver, probably to add to it. Keenan Allen. I mean,
What is like 3 or 4 years they have to win a Super Bowl? You think? Like I know, like
they're
right
a
away.
team that I think is genuinely like, going for it in this run. What Caleb
Right,
Williams.
I think
they're
that
going for it.
I think
in these
that's
first
like
4
a
or 5
4
years.
year, like where they're like we put all our.
We'll
chips in.
call it 5 year because they get that 5th year option.
Okay.
I'll call. They have a 5 year, like a big time 5 year window coming up.
Every number 1 pick has pressure. He's had the most I can remember.
The team, we've just never seen a team with the first pick, that the team's so good.
Exactly, because every first, like last year, the Panthers trash. Even Burrow, the Bengals, they were horrible at like one, but then they got Chase and all that stuff. Fucking Murray, Cardinals still suck. Like they're all these one quarterbacks. I don't think, and their defense, the Bears right now is fucking really good.
That's their defense was incredible after the Sweat trade last year.
Yeah,
and they drafted well. They drafted a bunch of good young defensive players that they've
signed
or are going to resign. That's what I'm saying. Like there's a good chance they're gonna get either like a really good tackle or they can fuck around and get like a Dunze there, which would be crazy. If they get a Dunze 9th and just add to the
Dunze,
obviously Keenan Allen's a little older,
and
injury
Allen.
prone. Like if it's Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, him, and then Cole Kmet at tight end.
It's crazy.
That is a disgusting receiving core to throw to your first year. Jesus. With a good defense.
With also not like this is supposed
and Swift
to be,
in the run game. The offensive line is improved.
And supposed to be like a generational talent, not like just a normal number 1 overall.
Right.
No, he's been the number 1 pick for
so
like
long.
2 years.
It's crazy.
He's got to do it. They got to get it.
Loaded. It's loaded. All right, let's go hot ice for a little bit here. Dogs of the day. I'm going to start off with the Blue Jays plus 120 at the Astros. I know that's a difficult ballpark to go to. I like the Blue Jays lineup. Give me the plus 120 today with the Blue Jays. Clemmer, who do you got for a dog?
Sorry. So I have the. It's not a true dog, but Red Sox run line. It's plus 105.
Okay.
Nick Pivetta is really good. I don't believe at all in Russ Stripling, and Red Sox won a close one yesterday, extra innings. But I like the Red Sox to get that run line. We're gonna go with it today.
Ev.
So honestly, I was having kind of a hard time. There wasn't any dogs that I loved today.
I'd be really careful with the weather today. A bunch of these games are gonna get rained out
Like the one I was really
or affected.
The one that I kind of was looking at was the Guardians. They're plus like 140-ish, I think. Yeah, that's there honestly. I mean, there wasn't any that I like really like stood out to me, but that's what I'll go with the Guardians.
Marty.
Nationals against the Pirates. Pirates are 5-0. They got to drop one soon. And then
What's the number?
It's plus
120.
125.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Trevor Williams though, you like that? Yeah.
No,
worry you?
not like that's
Mitch Keller is pretty decent.
It's just because the Pirates are 5-0 and not really that good, but it's just a flyer. I really don't.
Yeah.
And these dogs, I'm not like love. I don't love it.
That game might get rained out too. These East Coast games are a mess today.
Can I just argue with you for like 2 seconds?
Yep.
I want their opinion first. Maybe Rico's because he's.
You're gonna frame the question in an interesting way, I'm sure. But go ahead.
All I'm saying is Nestor Cortez is an average pitcher. Correct? I think he's an average pitcher. I don't think he's a bad pitcher. And last night he pitched 5 innings, 3 runs. He tells me that is not average because of the ERA would be a 5.4.
5.40 ERA.
And the average ERA in the MLB is 4.8.
4.33.
4.33
last year.
So this is 2 starts in, by the way. 2 starts in, 3 runs, 5 innings.
2 starts in, his ERA 6.30.
Yeah, okay, that's 2 starts.
I know.
That's where it's
he had a 4.97
I think
last
it's
year.
A very average, and I also
it's average. It's average in that game, but
it's not even average.
If you did it twice, 5 innings, 3 runs every time, is putting you at 1 game giving up 6 runs. So that's not average. That's
more than a game, but
that means he'll never pitch a 3. He's gonna pitch better than this.
Why? His ERA the last 2 years is 5.15.
So what about this? I did stats as well.
Okay.
I was a stat boy myself.
Sure.
And when ranks 48th amongst starting pitchers and projected. I didn't do it myself, by the way, but I got it from somebody.
Okay.
Ranks 48th among starting pitchers and projected WAR for rest of season according to Fangraph's projection system.
Okay.
Okay. That would say that's average. Projected 32nd.
48th among all major league starting pitchers and projected
Yes.
WAR. I would say it's above average.
Sure. Yeah.
But I also don't think that's accurate.
Why is it not accurate?
Well, it's projected, so that's
kind of a
all
foolish way to stats, though. It's all projected.
You gotta stop,
stats.
guy. You guys use stats for every.
No, you. What?
No. What? Let me finish. Let me finish. You guys use the word. Let me finish. Shut the fuck up. You guys use the word stats for everything without really knowing what they mean. You guys use stats as this umbrella term. Different stats have different meanings. A projected WAR means nothing. That's toilet paper. Doesn't mean shit. Let's look at what they've done.
Yes, that's what they.
No. Project is not what they've done. It's what they will do.
No. But these are all
they can do.
These are data and things that are put into it that literally Well, almost
no shit. I know data goes into it. It's not rocket science.
I'm saying
I'm saying let's look at what they've done. Let's look at the last.
Let's look at the
last 14 starts.
Why 14? That's
because it's since his injury.
It's such a small sample size.
It's not a small sample size.
14 starts out a small sample size.
Not really.
He had 150 innings in 2022 with a 2.7 ERA.
And what happened?
Throw that out. We're gonna throw it out.
Well,
we're throwing it out.
No. What happened since then?
But he's healthy this year.
Now 13 starts or whatever.
No, he got hurt and now he sucks.
He's healthy this year.
Okay, then if he's healthy, then we got a real problem.
2 starts is.
By the way, if you watched the game, yesterday, I know you did, right?
I did.
He also got bailed out by crazy dime back running mistakes. That could have gotten a lot worse. The whip is 1.7 on the year, which is not great. It's pretty bad. I think he's very. I put my money where my mouth was yesterday. I bet on it. I won.
I'll tell you, Zach Gallen's better than. I can admit Zach Gallen's way better than Nestor Cortez.
Well, then you should have taken the bet with me. Then
I'm not talking about betting. You're switching it. Because
I'm not.
You are. You just switched.
I made the pick. I made the pick because I don't believe in Nestor Cortez. That was the whole reason for the pick. And guess what? He wasn't good yesterday. He wasn't even average.
Bad.
3. If you ask anybody.
Yep,
anybody. I want you to ask anybody. Honestly, rant. We should go get someone random.
No. What's your question? And I'm gonna frame it a different way. But go ahead, say it.
We just said if a pitcher lets up 3, what are you doing?
There was a tagged in audio.
So why are you listening to it right now?
It could have been compelling. It was Josh Allen, I think.
Oh, okay. What do you say, Marty?
I understand what you're going to say because it's a 5.4 ERA.
5 innings, 3 runs.
If you ask anybody off the street, anybody say if your pitcher gives up 3 runs in 5 innings, you'll be like, oh, that was an average.
And if I ask anyone on the street, shut up, Meek. And if I ask
I
know, but I don't want to hear you talk right now. I'm talking. I know, but I'm in this room talking to Marty right now. Just hold back.
I'm agreeing with
you.
you.
Fucking Christ! It's like having. If I ask anyone on the street if a pitcher with an ERA of 5.40 is average, they're going to say no.
But but that's not.
But that's what.
Yeah, you're only giving half the stat,
that's
though.
2 games where it's
No, 2 games
Yeah,
is 6:30.
Sure, but
They base it over 9
matter.
innings.
That's 1 game to 5, where it's like you got to give him like if it's 10 starts and he's a 6 ERA, I will say he's not average this year. But it's not going back to last year because he was hurt. This is 2 games this year. 3 innings in 5, 3 runs in 5 innings for 1 game is average.
It's not average, Marty. It's not average,
I don't know
Marty.
how else to tell you.
Over
I don't know
9
how-
innings, it's not. It's 6
It's
runs.
not average, Marty. If a pitcher
you
does
ask
that,
a pitcher,
Or 10 innings, it's 6 runs.
it's not average.
10 innings?
It's 5.4.
5 and 5 and
It's
5.
5.4.
I
It's
was adding it up.
5.4.
And 10 is close to a full game, 9, so I was doubling it.
Sure.
Marty, it's just not average. Average is 433. 540 is not that. I don't know why you don't want to understand that.
No, it's not I don't want to. It's just you just can't get the numbers out of your head. And it's just like, listen.
These are all numbers.
Bro, it's just like if you just watch a game and it's that was an average start. Like that's
No,
where
that's how you compartmentalize it in your brain, but it's wrong.
Ev, you know what I mean?
No, I know exactly. There's nothing you can say to like.
Yeah.
Because I'm right. I'm literally using facts to prove my argument. You're simply saying that's how you connotate average. But how you connotate average is not right.
Oh, I'm using my eyeballs.
It's like, and this we've sat in these same chairs, and I've heard you say like, oh, ERA, like it's not really like don't use ERA.
I never said that. I've never said that. I say don't use batting average. I've never said don't use ERA.
What do we got here?
I think it's the projected. I think it's the projected.
Fangraphs?
Yeah.
What was he, 48? I think was the number he said, or something like that.
I said 48.
I mean, projected
That's a lot
WAR
of
is
numbers.
3.1.
But these are, I know, so
I don't even.
the
Projected WAR is
Jack Matt game, it's more, there's a million things that go into it.
Ranks 89th among starting pitchers and projected WAR for the rest of the season. 100.
You just said it was 42nd.
in WAR.
That's what you said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I read the wrong thing. That's on me. Ranks 53rd among starting pitchers. That's all different projections. All WAR. It's all WAR in 3 different. I was citing. I'm sorry. I had 3 different sites for it. All different ones.
I don't care about projected.
You getting angry is like because you know that you can't take an average of 2 starts and be like, this guy's bad. You know that.
I agree. I'm also going by what he did last year.
But you also said injury, correct?
Correct.
So that you can't. You have to take that with a grain of salt. The guy's injured. That wasn't his full potential. This year, he's not injured. He started this season, opening day star. You can take this season for what it is for 10 starts. That's just a fact.
It's not just a fact.
If the guy's hurt,
it's not a fact at all.
how is it not a fact?
Because you're just saying things that aren't factual.
The fact is, if you take 10 starts this year, and when he's healthy, is what you can judge him off of.
That's not a fact. That's what you choose.
That's what.
That's not what. Do you know what a fact is?
No, that's a fact.
That's not a fact.
It's not a fact that you can't judge him off 10 starts.
You can judge him off 2 or 5 or
You
7.
can't judge him off 2 because that's.
No, you can if you want to.
Well, that's not a fact.
I mean, this is like arguing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, you're just so dumb.
No, but see, that's where I'm not. Like you're.
You
just, like,
are, and that's a
all
fact.
you talk about is the stats, and now you're lashing out, but it's fine. Like you're just because you look at stats for 2 games doesn't mean how a pitcher is. You know that.
I'm literally also citing last year. And injuries have lasting effects, Marty. He's not 100% healthy, and if he is, we got problems because he was not throwing very well yesterday. Also, use the eyeball test. You think he has dominating stuff? You were impressed by what you saw yesterday?
Is dominating average? No. So that's not what I'm saying. For the fucking 10,000th time,
You like?
I'm saying he's dumb. I'm saying he's an average pitcher.
You think he has average stuff?
Fit right in on the match.
Yes.
He does not have average. What's his fastball? Let's look that up. What's
91.
That's not average anymore, Marty.
Oh my God! But that's all that matters is the fastball.
No, but
like his
location. His location was awful in that first inning.
Yes, no, but that's what we're gonna judge off of 1 game. That's what I'm saying.
He was terrible the other start.
Bro.
Against Houston, he was bad.
You know, if someone's injured, it's different. You just know that. And you're not acknowledging the 2022 season.
I literally brought the Houston start, and he was bad.
But what about when I say he had a 2.8 over 150 innings?
2 years ago, before he got hurt.
So we can say that yes, maybe it will linger his injury, but we don't know that for sure.
We don't. But so far, what I've seen is not good.
It's been
not average either. It's below average. A 5.40 ERA. If you ask anyone in that office, they're going to say it's below average. I don't know why you don't want to.
If you say it the other way, if it was 3 runs in 5 innings, they say that was pretty average.
If I say you have a 6 ERA in 2 starts, they're going to say that sucks.
If you say it,
just so you know, if you worded it what Clemmer said, I think that's below average. But if you did say three runs in 5 innings, I'd be like, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
Not bad.
That's how my brain operates.
I'll take that from my pitcher.
Keeps going 3 and 5. It's not going to be average, but yeah, it's.
I don't
You
know.
know who wasn't average last night? Zach Gallen.
This was
Again.
pretty crazy, I thought. I mean, not crazy.
Zach Gallen's always above average.
Yeah, if he took out the first inning, he'd actually be
elite.
He'd be elite.
Elite.
Maybe
So-
it's respects to Yerfy people.
Just take out the first inning. He's unbelievable.
Don't face the top of the lineup. He's pretty good.
You guys should have a start, like have a reliever go the first inning for him.
So,
That is textbook how I do my
fair.
stats on Pick'em. If I'm looking at a quarterback that I like in college, I'll be like, over his last, if I chart back 5 games, like I'll chart backwards, be like over his last 4 games, or I want to do 5 because he had a good run of 4, and then you go back to the 5th and he had a bad game and like interceptions. I just chart the 4th.
Yeah, of course.
I just give the stats. So I'm like, over his last 4, he's got a 13 TD, 2 INT ratio. But if it goes to 13-6 over 5 games, I just don't mention that.
You don't bring up those 4 games were against like Jerk-Off State.
Yeah, exactly.
University.
But he's listening.
And the
He's throwing
5th game
for
was
this,
against
yeah.
like interconference team.
There is a stat I like a lot. It's called ERA plus, and it factors in things like park factors. It factors in a lot of different things, and the average is 100. Yeah, average is 100. He's at 62 right now for the year, which is Meek is 62 ERA plus. Any good?
it's 2 starts, Clemmer.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like you're not.
Right.
You know
He had
that's
87
not fair.
last year. Oh, okay, Meek. I'm
He's
sorry. So
hurt.
Meek,
I don't know
what
if you
do
know,
you
he's
think about
hurt.
Nestor Cortez?
Last-
What's the unbiased guy?
I think he's an average pitcher.
Thank you.
But
That's all I'm trying to say.
because he was really good in 2022, below average last season. I think he's in the middle somewhere.
Who ended up winning that Giants
And
fight?
what's the middle? Average,
Who
bro.
won?
What's that?
Who won the game? The Giants Dodgers when we were all
Wheaton Ken. But he's
Dodgers.
We
also
talked about it, yes.
and
Keaton
Smitty
win.
was saying what?
Wheaton Ken.
No, it's Keaton Win.
He was the one saying that like the money was moving. I don't know.
Right.
What's
Who did
the
he
money
say to
at?
take?
The Giants.
And the Giants
lost.
lost 8-3.
Okay.
Yeah, but that
No,
wasn't.
I'm keeping track of the fight.
know.
We've now done a Dodgers fight that we've done.
And I said yesterday, and I was right again yesterday, and it's like it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but
I'm not.
said that. No one
I'm
ever
keeping track
No
of
one
the
ever
fights.
said you were
Not you.
wrong.
Just keeping track of the
no one-
fights.
but
So I'm saying it to the
We also spent a half hour
changing-
potentially trading Josh Allen.
You're
like
changing
so.
the argument where I never said you were wrong about your bet yesterday. Ever. I never said that.
It's became like a Nestor Cortez average thing, and then you bring up your pick, which is like
Nothing
Nestor
I've
Cortez
said.
versus
The
like
pick was
the best
about-
pitcher in baseball, like one of the best.
Oh, it's also
The
about the
best.
best pitcher in
The
baseball.
best.
It's also about the
No,
best
that's
pitcher in
my-
baseball. Your bet is.
But you guys
That
took the
must have
Yankees
pained you
yesterday.
last night.
But that's a.
But you guys went against my pick
That's a-
yesterday.
No, I didn't. Your bet was first 5. Is of a game. Is,
I'm just.
a full game is
I'm not going to bet against the Yankees ever. I would
Yeah,
never
I'm
bet
never going
against
to do that. But
Yeah.
you are just.
You don't need to take him either.
You're different.
I didn't.
I always take the Yankees. I don't know if you
He
know
took
that.
it. I knew one of you
I take it every game. I don't know. 162 games. I will take the Yankees.
I will
Pretty-
bet
I'm
against
pretty
the
sure
Mets.
there's like a joke in the Rumble chat that Marty's
Marty
like
takes
Marty's
the
on the
Yankees.
Yankees money line.
Yeah, I always, no matter what, 162 games. But you were changing the argument where it's like I have nothing to do with your bet. It's
Had everything. That was the whole fact, the whole basis behind my argument yesterday was
also
that
pretty sure Zach Gallen was part of the bet too.
of course,
Yes,
it
that's
was Zach Gallen versus Nestor
about, but the
Cortez.
bet has
It's-
nothing to do with what we're talking about. We're talking about him being average. That's it. That's all I'm saying. And you're bringing he's got 2 starts, and you know that's not fair.
Clemmer, just go back on your ERA plus stat. I can't compile the last 4 years, but in his 5 years as a Yankee, his ERA plus is 116.
yeah,
Good.
Pretty good.
it's really
So-
good.
As
that's
a
what-
Yankee, he's been an above
He
average
was-
He's
pitcher.
been average.
I agree with that. With his tenure with the Yankees, he's been above average pitcher. Since he got hurt in the last 2 years, he stinks.
Well, he's only
Well, but you keep saying 2 years in his last like 13
year.
starts. Or whatever
Last
it is.
year.
The last
He
14
was hurt.
starts.
He was hurt a lot of last year.
one
Last-
year. He was hurt during the year.
The 2023 and 2024 season so far, which is very early, he's been bad.
Sure, but
He
he's
has,
still
his
an average
first 2 starts weren't off the charts.
And he was bad last year.
because he was hurt.
Below average.
He was below average last year.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see what happens in the next start.
I think after 10 starts we can revisit.
All right, and that's a fact, right?
No. No, I said
Oh
no.
my
But you're just
God.
get angry because when you're.
Because you say things that don't make sense, and I'm trying to argue with you. You're not making sense.
Because if you just only look at stats and it's like.
I've also brought up the fact that his fastball isn't very good. 91-mile-per-hour fastball is lousy.
Fastball is the only thing that matters. Is correct.
No, but I said his command wasn't good yesterday.
Actually looks pretty
After the first inning command was great. It was terrible. After the first inning, the command was a lot better.
Off speed looks great.
It looked awful flat that first inning. Guys were tattooing
it
him.
looks like average.
Oh, it doesn't.
Dude, you guys
You just use the word average for everything.
No, I don't.
It's either good, average, or bad. When
I can
there's a
tell you-
lot of
I can
wiggle
tell you
room.
Garrett Cole's not average, so I'll say
Well,
that.
Garrett Cole's out for.
I
2
said it's
months.
good,
Yeah, he's still not
good, average, or bad. When there's definitely like nuance in between those three things.
Garrett Cole's got a
He's
0
elite
ERA.
after the first inning.
Yeah, actually,
Elite.
He's elite. That's elite.
1.13, pretty good.
A 27 ERA in the first inning.
5 hits
is
and 8
so
innings, 1
hilarious.
run.
I'll go with that. How about that? He's bad in the first inning, elite after that.
What?
Which equals average.
Which equals.
It doesn't though. It doesn't.
add it up.
It's a joke. It's just a joke.
If
I'm
you
trying to bring down the tension a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know why you're getting so angry.
Because I care about this stuff.
I
Marty.
care about it too, though.
I
Just because
spent-
you care about it doesn't mean you're fucking right every time.
No, but it means I'm passionate. I'm gonna care
Passionate
about
too,
it.
doesn't mean you're fucking right.
Well, I was right yesterday, and I've been right the day before that. I was right the day before that. I was right the day before that. I was right the day before that.
What, dude? No one's talking about that.
But
You're changing the argument.
No, it's not.
You are, bro.
I care about
a little bit-
all the time.
You're changing it. I don't
Going
care. I
on like,
hope you fucking go 100-0 in gambling.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my point that you're wrong on. And you can be right about other things. You're not right about this. You're very good in gambling right now. Good for you. I don't give a fuck. Good for you. I hope you do. But when you're talking about one thing, it's okay to be wrong.
I said he was not going to do well yesterday. He did not do well yesterday.
He did fine. He did
Here we
fine.
I don't know what you want me to say. He had a 5.40 ERA yesterday. That sucks.
Change the argument again.
I did not change the argument. He was bad yesterday, Marty. That was not a good
No
start.
one said anything about your bet yesterday. We're talking about he's
I'm
average.
saying Nestor Cortez was not a good pitcher yesterday.
He was average.
He was not average.
Let's move on.
It's below average yesterday.
Thank you, Rico.
Below average yesterday.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Okay, yesterday.
Above average,
That also
always.
didn't say he was average yesterday. I said he was an average.
I also, at this point now, if Nestor Cortez is pitching, I might throw the remote through my TV. I'm completely out on that guy.
Every 5 days.
Out. I just hope he's done for the year.
5 games.
Rest of the cards, Marty. What do you got?
Ooh. I'm sure the fucking chat loved that. I'm gonna go with the Yankees minus 115. I actually like them today though. Rodon needs to pitch well against Merrill Kelly. I'm gonna go with the Tigers against the Mets. I'm going with the Royals again. Royals plus money. They beat one yesterday plus money against the Orioles.
I think we had the Royals on like our pesky. Oh no, Royals were as bad as the A's almost last year.
They were horrible.
Yeah, they look a lot better this
I said
year.
Way
Royals
better.
They,
are gonna
they
make
did some
playoffs.
things in the offseason. Like
They
they're
did.
showing that they actually seem like they give a fuck and are
Yeah.
trying to build a winning team in the future.
I'm
I think
going.
2 years ago maybe they weren't as bad. I'm
They-
trying to
they've-
remember.
No,
they've
the
got-
Royals
they-
been pretty bad.
They've got some
Yeah.
good young players to build on.
This year they finally like spent money and
Yeah, they
The
spent a little
division's
bit.
really bad. You never know.
But
My
yeah,
guy
going Royals.
Pasquantino back?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
My guy.
That's
my guy too.
I don't know. I heard
Bobby,
that's Clemmer's
Bobby
guy.
Witt's unreal.
It's your
I
guy?
was gonna see if he wants to come in a couple weeks. You guys want to have him in?
You text with him?
He's a Jets fan.
I gotta get more guys.
I'm going Twins against the Brewers money line, and then I'm also going with the Athletics against the Red Sox today.
Ev.
Actually, I'm going with the Brewers. Brewers are hot. I'm going with the over 8.5 and Angels Marlins. So I'm on the Guardians, and I know this is one of those. This might be a donation. The Mets got to get one at some point, right?
I don't think
Do
so.
they have? I guess they don't have.
Mize
to,
is
but
good.
Oh, and
Shut 'em
62.
down.
They're not gonna play today. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, speaking of which,
they
I'll
play up
spend.
on the Mets.
Clemmer, give yours, because then I'll do a rant on the Mets. I'm on the Blue Jays and the Phillies, minus the 1.5. Phillies probably getting rained out, but
I'm on AJ Puck over 2.5 walks. Ev brought up that Angels Marlins over. Like he had no control his first start. I don't know if that's going to continue, but it's plus
Sandoval was awful.
125. Giants Dodgers. I'm on the under 8.5. It's minus 118. My pick of the day is under 1 run in the Giants Dodgers. Glasnow versus
first inning?
yeah, first inning. Glasnow is lights out obviously, and then Williams the
Trevor Williams.
no, I'm sorry, it's Kyle. He's a lefty. He's Mookie Betts and Freeman are 0 for 9 against him. And I am on the Red Sox run line, plus 105.
What the Mets did yesterday or last night was criminal.
Absolutely.
Borderline criminal.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
And it's not the first time, and it's not the last time. For those unfamiliar, there was no chance that game was getting played yesterday.
Nope.
And I've been at games like that where there's no chance it's getting played.
Oh, they
You
had
go,
people, like, go?
you park, they get you for the food.
Sat there for hours.
They get you for the beer. They
scumbag.
canceled it at 9 o'clock.
They called the game at 9 for
9?
Yep.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
There's a
that's
clip of Gary Cohen.
they
Even
knew
Gary Cohen makes a
Gary
face.
Cohen is
Yeah.
the best, and he calls him out on it. There's also no reason those people work 81 games for the year. They couldn't be home at night. I know that they like it's part time, and you do want those games, but you're gonna make it up. So like, all right, hey, guess what? I'm not working
tomorrow?
Tuesday night. Maybe they got babysitters. Maybe they turned down something else. They left early at whatever, like because they had to be there. It's complete horseshit. The guy standing in the car in the parking lot, being a parking attendant in the pouring rain, that's fair. Security guards,
No,
like that's
all bullshit.
It's awful.
It's all
you
bullshit.
got
And the
also how
fans
about the
paying for
security?
parking.
How about the ushers and different shit who aren't the best at some stadiums, but coming up to him every 5 minutes giving him shit like, hey, when's it starting? Or this is bullshit, and that guy's got to answer fucking questions because everybody in a suit is already home in the Hamptons. You know what I mean?
Nah,
or in their
it's
house
all
in Long
bullshit.
Island. Like
Fans and like
none of the brass was there last night.
Walk to a game. You walk to work. Even Clemmer said it yesterday. If you walked here yesterday, it was raining nonstop. The game's going to be canceled. Just cancel it early so people don't have to travel.
It's criminal what they
it
did.
is.
And now they
game-
moved the game to a Thursday when people got to take off work, which is not the prop, but you could have got 2-time fucked. You know what I mean? Like, so.
I don't know. It's stupid.
I just want to go back to what Clemmer. You said your pick. You said Kyle Williams.
I'm sorry. Did I say it wrong?
Yeah, it's Kyle Harrison.
All right,
Kyle,
I'm sorry.
Kyle Williams is the guy.
I know.
that,
I know. I got the names wrong.
Yeah,
Nick, I'm
can I-
sorry.
can I
I know.
remember
I know.
that? Kyle Williams
Can't be
muffed a
messing up
punt in
names.
49ers championship game versus the Giants. I love
know.
that guy.
Phil, when you get older, sometimes the names cross up on you.
You can't listen. But you got to get in
he
front
was
of it.
that was the name of the guy who fumbled,
Yeah.
right? Who fumbled?
You mess up one name, the next thing you know, you have Ricky Leday playing shooting guard for San Diego State.
No, Kyle Harrison. Excuse me. He's a huge prospect for the Giants. I should have got it right. You're right.
Kyle
He's a
Harrison's
lefty.
Power forward.
No relation to Josh Harrison.
JT Tucker, no relation to OB Tucker.
Meek lives to be like right about like that's his whole like
Small.
No,
that's
he's-
why he gets up in the
a
morning.
small ass
Connor,
foul.
Gets
I'm
up-
with you. I'm with you on this. I realize this. Not only is Meek a troll,
He's the worst.
He's a gotcha.
But I played mini
Gotcha
golf
guy.
with him yesterday.
If you love saying
About
gotcha.
things like I don't really give a fuck.
No, he's
about either.
he's
Like, if Clemmer had said him wrong there, I'd give.
Oh yeah, same here.
Come
That-
from the
it's
same-
obviously
yeah,
an
I'm
honest
not even gonna
mistake.
go
Like,
down
it's
that
not.
road.
I care when people
Why
are
you can't be Clemmer? You don't
Rico's
know ball.
mistakes have been. Some of them are just wild.
Some
That's
of mine.
When you're wrong about
Yeah.
see, Meek, this is the thing. When you're wrong about philosophy, you're wrong about an idea. That's different. When you get a name wrong, no one cares.
People will care because people are probably looking at, Kyle Williams. I
No,
see
Phil,
him
they'll
on the
understand.
sheet.
Oh, you
They'll
got to get the name
understand, like-
wrong. For the wager, you got to get the name wrong.
I got the name wrong. Absolutely, it's on me. He's a huge prospect for the Giants. I just fucked up because I'm old.
All right.
But that's gonna happen, Phil. But like that's not. And Phil, when we do a gotcha moment to you, you know what you go? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I own
No,
it.
you
Okay. You're the weakest little bitch. Okay. But you do it to somebody else, and you're like, oh, like I got this great piece of evidence. You're such a fucking
Wait,
piece of shit.
What's your Kyle Harrison bet?
No runs the first inning.
Kyle Harrison, great Johns Hopkins lacrosse player, Hall of Famer.
I hope Mookie Betts hits one all the way to San Diego in the first inning.
Okay. And you know what's gonna happen if you're wrong? You'll go, okay.
Because I
You
don't
got to give a
care.
pick then, Phil. You got to give a pick.
Give a pick.
George Kirby, zero walks, plus 160.
Ooh, that's a ballsy pick.
0 walks?
That's
that.
awesome.
Guys are in
I'm
the
telling you
weed.
on
I like
that.
that. I like that.
I'm
That game's
telling
at
you.
410.
guys are in the
Yeah.
weed.
I just like that he fired that off the hip.
Yeah, he put his nuts on the table.
I thought he was going to say
Plus 160.
No walks plus 160.
All right.
I thought he was gonna say
There's a-
guy, like,
Every time there's three,
sitting.
every time that he gets the 3 balls, you're sweating your cock off.
Yeah.
I wish you could bet pregame.
You almost hope he gets blown out in the first inning so he
Does
doesn't
it?
walk.
Oh,
in.
actually, a legitimate question. Legitimate question here. I've never made that bet before. Does a hit by pitch count?
No.
Yeah. No.
No, that's not a walk.
That's not
That's
a
not a
walk.
walk.
So it's,
Wow.
it's just firmly
Yes.
just walk.
Here's the
Only
funny
walks.
thing about that, I think Austin Adams, I believe I'm saying the name right, Padres, he has the record for most hit by pitches in a season. It was like 21 or something. If you added those numbers up, his Ks per 9 go from like 4 to like 8 or it's like something crazy. Like it breaks the sport.
You got the name right.
I know because he was a Met in spring training.
Was
He's
it
on the
21?
Athletics
Was it
now.
21 hit by pitches?
I don't think it was 21. Maybe I'm like 19.
I wish you
I
could
forgot
bet.
the exact
Hold on.
number,
Keep
but
this going.
It is the major league
And
record.
honestly,
I know that for a
Phil,
fact.
anyone else that wouldn't care because your philosophy and idea is right.
But I'm not claiming I know the exact number. I know it's a major league record.
And I never claimed I got the name. I stumbled the
You
name.
did claim. You said it with your chest. You're like, I have Kyle Williams.
No, I didn't. I didn't say it
It
with my
was
chest at
24
all.
batters.
I was.
See, it was worse than I thought.
That's 24 spin zone.
But I didn't claim I knew it. I knew it's the record.
Austin Adams.
I got something. It's a fact also.
I can't wait for this.
Oh boy. Sure, it's an opinion.
12.3 million viewers for Iowa, LSU.
Every ESPN college basketball game ever. Interesting.
Because they only have it. That's a regular season, right?
It's still crazy though, right?
No, it definitely is
Still pretty crazy, but yeah.
It's just they also
Does
change it. Like,
12? Does 12.3 million seem low though?
even,
I don't think that's.
It
that's
does. I mean, like
enormous.
the numbers have changed. No, it's enormous now, but like 20 years ago, that's super low.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just there's
No,
too much
it's
stuff to
like- it's
watch.
every-
I mean, it did more.
And you have streaming now.
I mean,
and-
but with these, it did more than like all. I think there was. I think
Good for them.
some of them, it's including like playoff games.
I'll say the
good for them.
craziest thing.
Like it
is-
did more than
Yeah.
all MLB,
Yeah.
every the
Yeah.
World Series games, NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs. Apparently, besides one, I assume that was a
one.
finals
Yep.
game. I'm assuming
That's wild.
every college football regular season game besides one. That's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
So
College
I'm-
football is huge numbers.
Consider that that's
Just-
probably the only one. It's probably Ohio State, Michigan was probably the only one that did
The only thing.
Well, every MLS game. Like, why is that even
what's
on
up?
there?
Yeah, like no shit.
Get the fuck out of here. Just put no shit.
Nah, that's actually bad take. El Bosco.
That is
yeah,
no.
yeah, because fuck, yeah, actually common L. That's like Messi. Sorry,
MLS. He plays in the MLS.
Yeah, like
on
that,
Miami.
that is Bosco. That is huge.
Messi in the
Like,
MLS.
He
people
could play naked. I wouldn't fucking know. I ain't on the
I
MLS.
mean,
I
he's the
kinda
most
hope
famous
you
athlete in
wouldn't.
the world.
I'm just saying. Don't you think it? Whatever.
I mean,
Guy
get
playing
what you're
naked
saying.
would make
You didn't know
storylines. I
Messi
still
was
wouldn't
in
know
the
about it.
MLS?
No clue.
That's
Alright.
crazy.
I avoid
That
the
was a
World
huge
Cup
story.
like the plague.
World Cup's the only thing I will pay
Holy
attention to a
dude,
little bit. I like the World Cup.
your vent.
Bro,
in, like,
the
4
last time they
years-
made me try to watch the World Cup, I strangled the CEO of the company.
That's true. You did. You had him in a chokehold.
Potentially.
Headlock.
I haven't heard
Allegedly.
from him since.
Headlock.
That was the last time you
First
talked
and
to him.
last combo.
First and
Actually,
last
he
comment.
sold the company after that
He did.
for $1.
But I think this.
If I see him again, it's gonna be like a crazy fan video. Be like, Jay, good to see you again. Please, on tape, say I didn't do it. I didn't. Do it.
Say it now.
Say it now. Say it. Say it. I'll be like, okay.
Marty, the crazy thing about the college basketball game ever is because doesn't Duke UNC get ESPN?
Yes.
That's
but
the one. That's the one
The
point I
only
was
thing
like.
is, listen, it's I don't know.
But it's Saturday night.
I don't
Nobody
want
cares about Saturday
I don't
nights.
want to poo-poo this game, but like it's like the biggest game they probably will ever have. Right? Is that game?
You could argue maybe this starts something. I don't know.
And it was worth like it's
Friday night's
it's
gonna
in
be
the so and March Madness games get ESPN, right?
No,
Yeah.
no.
So that okay.
That was that
That's
didn't
fine.
include any.
I don't want to even go through it because they deserve like the credit because 12.3 million is insane, and people are literally saying she should stay in college again.
I've seen more and more of that since we talked about it.
She's out.
She's already out, I
She
know.
said she's
Yeah.
out.
But it's just like insane what she's done. But
You see,
good for her.
I didn't even realize the big three thing. You know it's 8 games and 2 playoff games.
yeah.
$5 million to play 10 basketball games.
Do it.
Can't you?
And did
You could have got.
You could also still play.
Could have got 10 to play 8 for us.
Yeah, no jokes.
No, but Lil Durk actually. I was gonna say this. It was funny. Dave obviously offered 10. Lil Durk, who I guess is running one of the big 3 teams, a rapper. For those who don't know, big huge rapper. He offered 10 as well.
Oh.
So she might have 2 withstanding offers of 10 million to play in our rec league basketball team, and then 10 million to play in the big 3.
I love. I like.
5 like official offer, and then 10 we've been told an offer.
I like this hypothetical. Not even hypothetical. I like the talking about it because it's funny, but she'd be insane to not to do that. Absolutely insane.
I would kind of respect it.
I'd respect it.
She would
too.
be crazy. I'm
like,
like
if you
joking,
think
but-
about her, like she can honestly do so much for the WNBA
Yeah,
herself,
yeah,
going there and the legacy and all that stuff. Like she doesn't have to have a second job playing the WNBA. Like some people don't make a lot of money in the WNBA. That's
Almost all of them don't.
Yeah,
They don't make
that's
any money.
just a fact. So
They all make more money overseas. For
yeah, overseas.
Yeah,
they
that's
make
why
a
they do
lot.
that.
So that's why I'm saying like she can probably do a lot for these women of like bringing eyeballs to the WNBA, making people more money and stuff like.
Increasing revenues.
And also, she could do a commercial in 2 seconds and just make money. So like,
Instagram post.
yeah,
That's what I've been saying. I think she can be like when Tiger Woods came, all the purses all went up tenfold with him. I think she can do that for the. I think
100%.
If she can like bring the star power to the league, we could look up in 10 years and the minimum of the league is like 5x. What it is
hopefully
now.
she's on a
Or
team
the max
that's
too. The
just
max
like,
could be 5.
Everything.
What it is now potentially. I hope for the game that's true because I mean they've definitely, and you got to imagine, not to get like corny with it, but she's got to be inspiring a ton of young girls to play basketball and take it seriously, and that you can become a massive star as a woman still in the game.
Imagine a 4-year-old girl, Mommy, why did Caitlin Clark playing on Ice Cube's team? Like that's just what the.
She shouldn't. She shouldn't.
No, I know it's
funny,
but
it'd be such a money grab. She has way more potential than that, and then she wouldn't get taken.
Serious.
It just wouldn't get taken seriously. They're just taking like a 10 mil or whatever, 5 mil to just.
And wait till next year when we have the All-Star game and she's shooting threes against Steph Curry.
Yeah, exactly. She's gonna get opportunities to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Also, like UConn, Iowa on Friday.
Loaded.
I'm watching that.
Yeah. It's been for all of them. Like this is helping. Like
how about NC State making both?
Yeah, that's
incredible.
That's crazy, right?
They were huge dogs in the women's one too.
Yeah.
Like, they were not expected to make it.
Well, they were a 3 seed, but yeah.
I think
That's
the game,
a big
but the
dog,
game
yeah.
they won, I'm pretty sure they were.
Yeah,
like,
they were
pretty
definitely-
decent underdogs.
They're plus 11.5 in the Final Four.
South Carolina.
South
Though,
Carolina hasn't
but
lost.
South Carolina, they'll be like big favorites over Iowa. They're undefeated. They're unbelievable.
Well, what do you think the line is in Iowa UConn? Do you know it?
Yeah,
I do.
What it's.
I just looked. So
I see. I don't know the teams well enough to like really. I'm gonna guess I'll pick them.
Iowa minus
pick
2.5.
Okay, interesting.
I was surprised by that.
Also, the WNBA, I was talking to Jack Mack about this. The NBA owns the WNBA. So, like, if
correct.
Adam Silver wants to be like, all right, Caitlin, like, we know that you can maybe be like an entity and you could grow the WNBA, she will get it back. She will get, like, a lot of money from the WNBA. I wouldn't even be surprised if there was a table under the, like, a deal under the table being like, come to the WNBA.
Well, you can't say there'd be a deal on the table, a publicly traded company.
I think he means like a conversation, not a public.
okay.
Yeah.
I think he meant more like a conversation, like, hey, like,
Yeah.
You could also do something like, hey, you're
She's not getting
you're the WNBA
No.
ambassador. and
No,
now you
yes,
make
that's-
X
that's-
amount.
Yeah, like, she's
not a little duffel bag of cash.
right. She's gonna.
Although there should be more duffel bag deals in this country.
No, there are. We just don't. There's always been that way.
Like and what was it like the Larry I talked about it yesterday. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson helped shape the NBA.
Yes.
And if you look at that, wasn't that the most watched college? Like
Yes.
33 million people
Yeah.
watched college sporting event of all time. What did Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark just do?
Right.
I think that if the I'm bullish now on the WNBA. Like I care more about the WNBA. Like I will tune in for Caitlin Clark over the summer. Like if she's at Barclays playing the Liberty, I will be there no matter
Dude,
what.
I think
I'll be courtside.
Isn't she going to play in the Olympics again
just
that a thing?
real fast. Sorry.
On the 3-on-3?
Maybe.
I want you
Yeah.
guys to guess who wrote, and you better take back your take. Just the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl window has closed. Stefan Diggs traded to the Houston Texans.
Mickey Smokes.
Did you know that answer? Or
Nope. Was it him?
Yep.
Oh.
And then Dave's quote tweet. I didn't click to see what moron wrote this, but whoever did is a certified moron. As long as Josh Allen's a quarterback, the Bills are contenders. That's
No,
I
agree with that,
I
too.
didn't say it was
Two
closed.
separate
I said
things.
it was closing.
oh, okay.
no.
I always said it was closing.
As long as Josh Allen's at his peak, the Bills are contenders. But you have to wonder when is the trade worth
was
making.
more-
That's all.
It was more Bosco saying it wasn't our conversation about the 3 years thing. It was more him saying that it was closing.
As long as he's on the roster.
close.
It's
As
not.
long as he's on the roster and as like peak abilities, they're a contender.
This year, it did not close. That's just a fact.
I hate that word close. But they're definitely probably not as good on paper as they were last year.
The only thing I'll say is they had so
Unless
many,
there's something I'm
they had
missing.
so many injuries on defense last
Yeah.
year. As long as they don't have that happen again, their defense should be at least better than it was last year. What I'm forecasting is that I don't think they're going to miss Stefan Diggs as much as we might think on paper.
No.
I just think they're going to put together a receiving core of right now it's Shakir, Samuel. Now I have to imagine they're going to draft one.
Yeah.
And I think if they draft, if they hit on that draft pick, that receiving core is going to be, and they have Kincaid, who's very good, very good young tight end, who's really more like almost a receiver as in terms of his style. So if they draft a receiver that can come in and make any sort of impact, that's not a horrible receiving
Listen,
core, considering how
Patrick
good he is.
Mahomes
Guy, when you're that guy, you make the team, make those receivers better. Josh Allen's one of those guys.
Patrick Mahomes has done this for everybody. You have one of the best receivers in football win a Super Bowl. He leaves. You still win a Super Bowl.
I just said they should be
just like-
looking
He's
at
so
the
good.
conversation.
I know he's so good, but he's like Josh Allen is not the same level. I'm not
No.
saying that, but he is.
Nobody is.
He's up there.
He's not
He's up there.
He's not crazy far off.
No, he's
No,
not.
he's
very
not.
far. That's what I'm saying. Where it's
I have him in that next tier,
Tyreek
whatever that
Hill's on
is.
the team.
But
Then Rashee Rice is the number 1 receiver. I know Kelsey's there, but still.
All right, that's Pick Central.
Wait, can I just ask one question?
Of course.
Do you think Aaron Nola's an average pitcher?
Not doing that.
That's the show.